Yeah, we are a single project company. The Chilalo Graphite project is our only asset, so it's very significant to the company. It's a project I've worked on for the last 8 years since the first drill hole. It's a large, high-grade resource, albeit that we're going to be conducting more exploration. We've probably only drilled 10% of the potential strike length so far, so it has the potential to be a global top 10 scale resource. It's high grade, as I mentioned. The graphite is at surface, which means low strip ratios. It will be a conventional open pit mine, truck and shovel through to a processing plant where we'll be upgrading the material from 10% grade through to 95% purity, which is the standard purity for most applications. And that will be done through a conventional processing of crushing, grinding, and flotation. The very important piece there is to liberate the graphite from the gangue material, but making sure that you're preserving the very valuable coarse flakes in the process. We'll then be drying and screening the product and bagging it into separate size classifications and trucking it to the port, where it'll then get shipped to our offtake partners. And so not necessarily a high risk project. I think the majority of the risk lies in producing the product, the coarse flake product that we're seeking to produce within that processing plant. And that's also why we've allocated so much time to getting those things right. And we've done the metallurgical test work at 2 different laboratories, ALS in Perth and SGS Lakefield in Canada. We've had very reputable engineers involved in our feasibility studies. GR Engineering Services here in Perth are very experienced at mining feasibility studies, and so yeah, we're quite confident in the execution or executability of the numbers. And from a numbers point of view, it's a $87 million capital cost, $323 million NPV, 34% internal rate of return, and those numbers are being updated as we speak. The updated DFS, because our last DFS is 2.5 years old now, the updated DFS will be concluded in September. So we'll have updated numbers, which is what financiers are really looking for to be able to finalise the funding package to get the project built. Yes, sustainability and ESG is central to our company's development of the project. And I guess breaking ESG down into its components from an environmental point of view, there's a lot of focus on carbon footprint, and we're seeking to be the world's first net zero carbon graphite mine from the commencement of operations. And how we're looking to do that in our updated definitive feasibility study, we are seeking to reduce the carbon footprint through implementing solar power as part of our power solution for the project. We're also looking at a number of trade-off studies about crushing during the day using solar power rather than crushing at night, because it is a hybrid solar and diesel power solution. So we want to reduce the amount of diesel. So we will end up with a low carbon footprint, and then we're seeking to offset that through carbon credits. And rather than being exposed to that market, which could become a costly promise as carbon prices increase over the life of mine, we're looking to invest directly in carbon producing projects like mangroves and terrestrial forestry plantations to be able to own the credits ourselves, a far cheaper way of securing the ability to get to net zero carbon by the outset of the operation. So that's just from a carbon point of view. Our environmental studies are in accordance with the top standards. We're updating from a social point of view. We're updating our relocation action plan at the moment, again in accordance with IFC standards, offering livelihood restoration programs to the communities rather than just offering them money and sort of sending them on their way. We've encouraged a lot of them. They're actually getting an improvement in the living standards, and over a 5-year period, we'll continue to support them in a number of ways, whether it's agriculture and teaching them about crop rotation, and to training programs to allow them to work in the mine and other things. So yeah, a social point of view. And then from a governance point of view, We have an ESG committee in place. Two of our directors are experts in ESG. From a management and board point of view, we've all said that we would voluntarily stand for re-election and cancel any performance-based remuneration if we have a material breach of our ESG policies. And so developing this project in a sustainable way and in accordance with some of those key priorities is really important. And as you can see, our board and management are therefore aligned with that strategy.